Hello and welcome back to the cottage garden, which is absolutely filthy. I have an accumulation of weedy pots that we are going to satisfyingly tidy up this messy area around the greenhouse. If you are like me and it's July and you feel like you're only just about getting on top of the garden, that is fine. I was chatting to some people on Instagram, just saying how you're getting on with the garden, and everyone was kind of in a similar boat. There seems to be two camps. If you're in the UK and Ireland, and the likes of chatting to people in Belgium and in the Netherlands, similar climate, we have been having a washout. And then our friends overseas in parts of America are getting absolutely roasted. So it seems if we could just balance it out, send our friends over there some rain, and we will take a week of their sunshine. That would, I think that would help us all out. But listen, we will deal with the hand that we're dealt with, or the weather we're dealt with. Let's also not forget about our friends in Australia, who I see your lovely comments about you heading into autumn. Actually, I think you are probably heading into your winter now. I love hearing where people are from when they're viewing the videos. If I have not mentioned your location, I'm sorry, I'm just going off the top of my head with the ones I see the most. So please leave a comment down below. Let me know what your gardening zone is like. What's your garden like for you in your location? And do share where you're from, because I love seeing that. So a couple of videos back, I was cleaning the actual greenhouse itself, putting away old seed trays from spring, cleaning the glass, and now I want to tackle outside that area, which is full of the most weedy pots ever. My nifty pot lifter will come in handy in this video. Also, some of you guys were saying that you really enjoy the relaxing kind of ASMR style of the video. So I'm not going to do too much voiceover chatting. I will just nip in if I have something to say about a particular spot. So I will let you enjoy the satisfying tidying, decluttering, organising in the garden, and I will check in a few moments. Okay, I am not allowed to buy one more pot for this garden. This is looking much tidier. Stones are relatively clean of all the debris. Also, it's summer holiday season, so you can probably hear loads of people across the wall. So I can now take stock. I have 3 or 4 buckets of wildflower mix, but it's not really doing anything because it's year 2. As you can see, there's lots of clover in it, but to me, I'll actually show you the patch in the front, which is looking well. But I think this is a waste of pots because, as you can see, there's nothing kind of in flower. There's no bugs at it. Yeah, I think I'm going to change these up and put something else in them. They actually, I think, just look a bit weedy, and I have the patch in the front. And also, this patch that's gone wild over here. But anyway, we'll say no more. Tidied this up, took out the dead stuff. I think I might just put some lettuce in this and harvest the chive. Someone actually said you can put your chives is it? Yeah, in the freezer. So kept the wild tree that was grown in that pot, moved the apple just to give it a bit more air and circulation, gave it a feed. Then I have some dahlias, another pot of weeds, but this one is looking a bit better because you can see there's stuff actually in flower in this one. So there's a bit of yellow rattle, more clover, some daisies. So I might leave that one because I can see bugs on this one. But the other ones, maybe because of the position of them, these ones here, like that one just looks like, yeah, a mess. These all had tulips in them in springtime. So they were spring bulb containers. They had snowdrops, and they had hyacinths, beautiful hyacinth bulbs in these actually. And then they had tulips, which is some of the foliage I took away, and now they just have like the wildflower mix on them. So I don't know whether to, I don't know, put dahlia, I don't know. See, if I put something evergreen in them, there will be tulips and spring bulbs coming up in springtime. I could put dahlias in them, and then once they go over, take the tuber out, store it. And I love, so let me see, these kind of dahlias are great for the bugs because they can get in the middle. The pom-pom ones, which I think I have some, there's one trying to open over here. This pom-pom looking one, these are a bit harder for the pollinators to get into them, but someone is eating that one actually. There's a bit of, I've noticed a bit of black fly already. Now these alliums have self-seeded, but I love them. These will be humming with bees once they start to open. So yeah, I grow these for cut flowers, and they look beautiful when they're dried out. So if you're looking for something for, you know, Christmas, to do like a dried bouquet. And then, oh, my teasels have gone chaotic. Let me stand back. Absolute riot. I have teasels in the front that I need to take out. I don't particularly want to take them out because they're in flower, but everyone who walks on my driveway is getting assaulted by them. So that was my mistake for having them at the front of the border. And then we just have the one lonely strong sunflower. So I need to do something with this bed. I might grow, what you call it for Christmas, Brussels sprouts. I might just do a bed of Brussels sprouts in this. So this is how we're looking. I need to sort all of these pelargoniums. They need to be trimmed back. They were in the greenhouse. I think I'm going to put them back inside. They're getting too much rain outside. So, and they're looking very leggy and a bit, yeah, a bit grumpy. But at least now, actually that'll annoy me. I need to straighten that up. This is now looking tidier than what it has done. And I've tackled another corner in the garden. Also, a moment for the wild corner. I didn't even mulch this year. The astilbes that I got in the bargain bin last year, while they're covered in bird poo, they flowered. And because this was so cluttered, I couldn't even get down here to enjoy it. So I feel like I've opened up this space. The ferns are looking well. Everything is thriving down here. It's always the way when you forget about it. and don't fuss over it. It does better. So yes, I am going to have a cup of tea and then I'm going to tackle the teasels in the front. On an episode of Gardener's World, Monty Don did say that pelargoniums can take a bit of abuse. However, I think I hold the record for giving pelargoniums an awful life. They are tolerant when I accidentally let the soil dry out, because I think they are tolerant. They're from originally like a kind of hot, dry climate. However, I put them outside so that they could get some rainwater. Forgot about them. They have gotten far too much rainwater for their liking. And yeah, it was one extreme to the other. I'm going to prune away all of their dead leaves and prune them back a bit, and I'll pop them back into the greenhouse and let's see if for the rest of the summer they flower. I remember reading, or else it was Monty Don said, that they don't like to be potted up into a big pot, so they will tolerate being a little bit root bound. If you put them into a huge pot, apparently they will just grow foliage. However, they do not need the neglect that I have been giving them. Also, I know it's July, and if you're in a similar climate to mine, you might be thinking, oh, that's summer gone. But I honestly think August, September, October, and even into November, when I look back at pictures last year, I had so much that was still in flower, that was looking full. So I feel, what am I trying to say? That there is hope in the garden if you have given up on it, which some of us have this year. I think a little tidy, and you know what, things like dahlias, like I remember last year they were still flowering up until early November when I cut them back. So stick on in there with the garden. We will hopefully get to enjoy it. I think I haven't, while I've been out doing jobs in the garden, I haven't had my usual just sitting in it and enjoying it because I need to put a jacket on. But I have been trying to steal moments when that sun comes out for a few minutes to just savor it. So yeah, I think we're gonna have, I'm being optimistic, I think we're gonna have a nice August, September, October. You know, we might get a summer yet. The large teasels that you see me cut back is one of my garden mistakes. I didn't realise how tall they get. They are over 2 foot. However, they have spikes and little thorns on them. And my delivery drivers, I apologise, as the heavy rain battered them down. So they are quite sturdy. You could use supports to keep them up. My ones in the back where I have loads, I have them wrapped up with a support. But it was my mistake to put them that close to the front of the border, not realising how big they get. And also how prickly. So even my niece and nephew, they were like, they are so spiky. And I was like, someone is going to take their eye out on them. So I am cutting them back in the front, but I'm going to keep the seed heads and let them dry out. And I'm just going to leave the seed heads in front of the greenhouse as if they're like, I'll put them in a little vase thing that I have. I'll let them dry out and then the birds can still enjoy them. Maybe the bees might get a few days out of them as well. So all will not be lost. I will keep the seed heads off them. I think they would look really nice dried out in a wreath in winter, like a autumnal wreath or even a Christmas one. But yeah, that was my mistake, putting something so lethal and tall in that location. I hope you enjoyed this video and the end result. I'll pop a card to the playlist with all of the other cottage garden videos, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and cheeky thumbs up for my regular viewers. I'll see you in the next one.